No Gajang shouts out for his children, saying that he has already made up his mind for them to attend a martial arts academy. His children begin to yell ecstatic, calling him the best dad in the world, which the nanny observes. While she is listening and observing their conversation, No Gajang orders them all to be quiet, saying that the condition is they must learn 1,000 characters within a year, and if they fail to do so, they will be learning in a regular school instead of the martial arts academy. As his sons try to bargain with their father and make him listen to their subsequent begging, he makes it totally clear that they must fulfill their task if they really want to make their wish come true. His children then leave the house excitedly preparing for dinner. The nanny, overhearing the conversation, asks No for a favor. She would like him to get her son into the Twin Dragon Academy. Even though he tries to avoid fulfilling her request, he ends up in deep thought, stressing about his current situation and dreaming about his wife, who he hopes is watching over him and the kids. The next morning, he continues training his kids in martial arts, and he wonders if his kids will one day be able to get into Murim. He also wonders if they will be able to beat him in the future. He thinks that he will have to get stronger for their sake, as he is their father. He then tells them that he will be away for about a year. Seo Hyun then makes her father understand how much she loves him and tricks him into promising that he will also learn 1,000 words alongside them. When it comes time for No Gajang to depart, he starts questioning Boss Ham as to why so many different warriors are here. He also uses the moment to remind Boss Ham about his promise to get his children into the Heavenly Dragon Academy. As they join the walkover to the main group, signaling the journey's start. Meanwhile, Ji Hakdo gets called by his assistant, saying that his brother-in-law is already present to meet him. His brother-in-law suggests to him that the Hidden Dragon Pavilion should be extremely vigilant of everything around them. The man advises Ji Hakdo to look into the matter of the martial dragon public about showing interest in their dispatch, as it hasn't been a very long time since the Heavenly Dragon Battalion went outside, so they should be super cautious. As the man thinks that sending another word of caution to the 3rd Battalion leader, Ji Hakdo suggests he should not, as he wouldn't do any kind of harm to the association for obvious reasons that are unclear to us yet. Ji Hakdo thinks of sharing the credit though, if the man were to end up helping, and claims that No Gajang should be capable enough to handle most of the work as they have been paying him well. As we catch up with Marching Party, the 3rd Battalion leader Wang Subhan notices No and his angry expression and calls him and the army dull. But No Gajang thinks that assuming his worth without testing him is foolish. No, now paying attention to one of the second-rate warriors, listens to him complain that the heavy baggage is causing him to be quite tired. But No, being well-built, suggests that he should get more exercise to build more muscle. As the marching party makes camp for the night, No conversates with the second-rate warrior as they stand guard, but he notices that the party is being trailed. Wondering if the leaders are doing this one purpose due to a plan they have. He concludes not telling them, as they should be aware. Back in the academy, No Gajang's children start wondering if everyone in the academy is weaker or stronger than their father, and at that very moment, Son Duk Riang introduces himself as their senior who will be training them. In the Heavenly Dragon Academy training grounds, 3rd Drill Master Oh Chang-shik is training his students. When No's children arrive with Son Duk Riang at the academy, they were immediately looked down upon by the other students. The instructor Chang-shik tells the students to be quiet, so introductions can begin with the new kids. Before the students settle down though, they make fun of No, calling him a first-rate warrior. Believing their parents to supposedly be stronger due to their higher status in society, Oh Chang-shik introduces No's children to the class. He then explains that there is a tradition in which new students must demonstrate their skills, hopefully giving the kids a broader sense of martial arts. The children make fun, saying the likelihood of them having any good skills with a first-rate warrior as a father is slim to none. When they demonstrate their moves, everyone is shocked at the simplicity in the moves, calling it mere punches and kicks. And as Oh Chang-shik reiterates this, hesitantly clapping for the demonstration, a red-haired man who is passing by is shocked that an instructor at the school does not notice the sheer force coming from those simple moves, as even him standing at such a distance could hear the sharp sound splitting the air. Thinking this, he walks away, wondering with more training what these children could become. On the other side, we see 2 old men who also happen to be twins. They, also noticing the demonstration, are quite impressed, especially with Gunyan and Gunmyeon calling them treasures. Believing them to be the only ones capable of continuing their martial arts, they discuss on different ways to acquire the kids, without potentially causing trouble for them and another mysterious figure. On the other hand, No Gajang and the second-rate warrior have engaged in a battle against the enemies that have been trailing them. As we see No defeat a few pursuers, then stop an attack from hitting the second-rate warrior, he ponders knowing that this could have all been avoided. He is baffled that the leaders did not notice the trailing enemies, but when he told them there was a possible dangerous situation, they showed no concern leading to the current situation. Now face to face with the enemy's party leader, No and the second-rate warrior are told to surrender as they are surrounded and have nowhere to go. But with No's resilient personality, he tells the second-rate warrior to stay close to him as there are too many enemies and he will not be able to protect him otherwise. No pretends to lay down his sword, and as the second-rate warrior is about to do the same, No springs up attacking the enemies closest to him, shocking and stunning the enemies momentarily. But the moment was all he needed, creating distance between the enemies and him. Knowing now they should be able to run away from how weak the enemies seem, they keep on running, eventually escaping the enemies. As they are now seated at the foot of the tree, the second-rate warrior is catching his breath and clutching his ankle. No, noticing this, fixes the ankle, taking care of their first issue. No then forms a plan, telling the second-rate warrior to get rid of his weapon, because from here on out they will be posing as civilians. The strict laws prevent most people from touching civilians. So instead of fighting their way down the mountain, they will pretend to be civilian woodcutter brothers who are running away from a battle that they witnessed in the forest. The second-rate warrior is surprised at No, as the law he is referring to is the Covenant of Miram, something he is surprised No will stake their lives on. Before leaving, No tells the second-rate warrior to avoid all confrontations. Keep minimal eye contact and do not react when intimidated by the enemy. If he does, he will not need to worry about anyone because No himself will take care of him. The second-rate warrior, grateful for No's help, assures him that he will pay him back when they make it back alive, but No replies saying he will call it even as long as he teaches him 1,000 character. With both in agreement, they begin their descent down the hill. With the sun set in sight, the pair have made it down the mountainside. The second-rate warrior relived. Lets No know how impressive his hand-to-hand combat skills are. He is also shocked that they did not run into any enemies the whole time. No replies saying they were observed covertly 3 times, proving his plan to be effective. The second-rate warrior impressed again at No's sight, as he is able to see an ant's feelers from 30 yards away, ranks him as better than peak experts in Miram, leading to more conversations as they make their way the nearest village. The next morning, when the second-rate warrior wakes up, he notices that No Gajang is training and is very impressed with his muscles, even referring to them as alive. No notices that he has woken up and suggests for him to begin warming up. As he prepares, he asks No as to the factors that have helped him achieve such great martial artist skills. No replies, stating that he learned whatever he could, because to live in this world one must do whatever they can whenever possible. When we are brought back to the academy, the students are concocting multiple theories as to how No's kids entered the academy. They are convinced that they are unfit to attend and the school's standard has dropped. The twins are still training, attempting to ignore what is being said about them and their father. But Gunhyun couldn't stand and listen to the kids anymore, especially when he insults his father. So he ends up walking over, taking out the one with a kick, another with a punch, and throwing Moon Gwangmyeong. The other kids, seeing this, run to Moon Gwangmyeong's side. Angered, now they all walk towards Gunhyun, ready to jump him. In that moment, though, Gunhyun recalls his father once saying, "Run, if there are ever too many enemies, numbers will always win." But in any and every case, pain is the best for the people who do not know anything. With this, Gunhyun begins his defense from the Heavenly Dragon Academy students. The punches were slower to him than Gunmyeong's and about 3 times slower than Seo Hyun's, but there was a strange technique he seemed to use. Even though they were weak, they were too weak. He remembered a conversation with his father No, where he was advised to take the hit even if he was strong. Gunmyeong, confused, asked why. No further elaborates, saying a weak opponent is like a newborn baby. If they attack, it will not hurt you. But if you were to attack, you would definitely hurt them, so it's best to just take the hit. But Gunmyeong knew they were not newborn babies, but martial art learners, as his thoughts are cut short hearing a scream from Gunhyun. Realizing that he is about to be kicked in the face, he ducks, then blocks, evading the best kicker in the class. He swiftly takes them out, but quickly realizes he may have gone too far. But he questions himself, thinking, they were the ones who came at him first and said bad things about his father. So, his actions are justified to the point where he should end this properly. Gun-hyun, noticing the look his brother has in his eyes, screams for him to stop, saying what would happen if they were to die. Gun-myun ponders over his brother's words, realizing he would not know what to do if they were to die. He then asks his brother if he should let it go. Gun-hyun responds yes, saying they should just go home as to not be punished. The twins then leave running, looking back at their defeated opponents. The news got to the leaders, who requested that the kids be called to where the meeting was being held, but they were not around as the days were over and they had gone home. So they were to come back the second day, but one of those present complained that their disciple from the Luck Dragon sect was clinging to his life, and the sect dragon leader, Yoon-ja, complained more. The 8th Divination sect leader, Naejeon-won, thought that if it were his disciple from the 8th Divination sect, the outcome would have been different, and if it were him, he would be so embarrassed that he would go hide in the mouse hole. But before that, he questions how it was possible for kids of a first-rate warrior to be enrolled in the Heavenly Dragon Academy. They tell him it was a special recommendation from the Intelligent Dragon Pavilion, and because of that, they had to find the person who made the recommendation. This can be done by formally having a meeting with the Heavenly Dragon Association. Just at this moment, Chun Il-seng, also known as the Left Fist, Right Spear, enters, shocking the sect leaders. They wondered why he was there. They had heard that he held himself up after laying waste to the first position in the Heavenly Dragon Battalion, but seeing him there was even more surprising. Chun Il-seng thinks to himself that the fathers are about to get involved with their kids' fight. Cutting his thoughts short, with screaming at them for the lack of quality students recently. He finds it immoral. Martial arts meant hitting and getting hit. These men taking it as a big deal sounded absurd to him. We then return to No. At the Traveler's Lodge, a guy enters the restaurant and informed the attendants present that he would eat when he got upstairs. This made them wonder if he was really from a rich family, as his actions were too natural, and they were curious as to how he could choose the profession of a warrior. They told him that the price for the room he wanted to choose was expensive, as was the food, but he paid it off and went inside. Back at the meeting, they were still arguing about how someone got hit and even injured. They had sparred recklessly, which made the matters worse, as they could not imagine what would have happened if there had been a more serious incident. Chun Il-seng told them to put things together. The disciples of the 4 people here are going against one person. They were beaten up after attacking a first-rate warrior's son. So, whatever might have occurred is no reason to start a ruckus over. Especially to bring the kid out. It's not like they can just spawn the culprits. Chun asked if Gun had used a weapon, and they told him he only used hand-to-hand combat. He asked again if he launched a surprise attack on the kids from behind while they were minding their own business, or if he had used poison, but they told him he didn't do or use any of the listed things. And that made Chun ask them what repercussion they were trying to claim besides that kids got hurt when they were fighting, and by being cuddled at home, they have no balls, and if they were the kids' master, then they would have to train them well, as they seem to have lost badly, meaning that they went down after one hit. Although they learned martial arts, it was obvious that they were 10 years old inside and out and that it was just kids fighting. And if they were able to land hits while getting hit, since it was their first time getting hit, of course the body wouldn't take it, and they went down right there, and to be obvious to the people without seeing it, the kids should be raised tough. One of them asked about the kids of a first-rate warrior getting into the Heavenly Dragon Academy and if it was not against the Academy's purpose. Chun replies saying the Heavenly Dragon Academy must seek the strongest, in order for the association to thrive and not succumb to enemies. The ones trained will be the future of the Heavenly Dragon Association, whether they be kids from other class warriors or even random people doing random work. If they are able to display their true skills and bravery by facing their sex and wiping the floor with their disciples, then enrolling them should be a priority. The sect leaders are upset at Chun Il-seng's comments, saying that he went too far, even if he has a bigger influence than them. Na Jongwon then steps in, saying the case may ultimately end up in the adults fighting, but he tells them that no matter how much they think about it, it does seem a bit strange that a first-rate warrior's kid was able to take out 4 Heavenly Dragon Academy students. He also agreed that no matter what the status, children with talent should be able to enter the Heavenly Dragon Academy. So, In order to settle this, they should be given the opportunity to spar properly, and with the adults present, there should be no question as to the outcome. After the others left, Chan and Na Jangwon discussed the kids involved in the incident. The brother revealed that the children had been recommended by the Intelligent Dragon Pavilion, but their exact whereabouts were unknown. Despite his reservations, Chan decided to train them regardless and bring them over to his sect. Meanwhile, the food spread for No and the second-rate warrior had arrived. No is impressed the amount of food 5 gold got them, but it quickly leaves his mind as he starts chowing down. Unimpressed by the way the second-rate warrior eats, No tells him he must eat more in order to gain muscle. No then becomes suspicious as the second-rate warrior replies that he is eating a lot and the food is all right. He thinks he is really from a wealthy family, due to the food spread being what he knows as gourmet. After spending 5 gold on a meal at the traveler's lodge, the young man contemplated the possibility of others finding out about their presence. However, he realized that as long as they continued making money while searching for their targets, they could handle any situation. Having money definitely made a difference, and he felt more at ease knowing they had the means to solve problems. As the day goes on, No and the second-rate warrior are eating when a man interrupts them. We then see leader Wang stumbling through the alleyway injured. He is thinking as to how the mission ended up like this, possibly due to a leak. He knows that he must report this immediately. Hoping that someone is alive, a voice shouts his name, and when he looks up, he recalls the familiar face being No. As No and the second-rate warrior have taken Wang back to their lodge, they are discussing the best course of action to take for Wang's injuries. But Wang was recalling what was told to him, that if he was to ever end up in a dire situation, No should be the one he looks to for completing the mission. With No attending to Wang's wounds, he recalled the story of a famous general who was able to play Go while getting his wounds looked after, but this stranger was definitely nothing like that general. The injured man had to be tied down to a chair, while No stitched up what he believed to be a minor wound. Meanwhile, Gun Myung and Gun Hyun had ran home, where in the midst of discussing if everything would be okay, Seo Hyun starts to scream at them. She questions how they could leave those people in such a state. The twins were shocked, asking how she found out so quickly. She brushes off the question, emphasizing that the important thing was what had happened. They admitted that they didn't expect the others to be so weak and thought they were just teasing them because they were stronger. They realized their mistake when none of them could put up a proper fight. With the twins' response, Seo Hyun thinks of how the situation could affect her father. But as the twins continue, telling Seo Hyun that they only attacked due to them talking bad about their father, she becomes infuriated, saying they should have done more and broken every single bone in their bodies. As the twins were glad that she was not there, they are interrupted by Chan Il-sang. He introduces himself as a teacher at the Heavenly Dragon Academy. While the twins start to worry, Seo Hyun goes to greet him. She is impressed with his high rank in the Martial Dragon Pavilion and wants to make a good impression. As Chen comments on her great mannerisms, she calls for her brothers to greet him as well, and they invite Chen inside their compound. Once inside, Chen inquired if they were the ones involved in the earlier incident. Seo Hyun explained that 3 mistakes were made, causing the situation to be justifiable. The classmates attacked them first, while her brothers were diligently training, which insults the academy's teachers. Second, the kids started the fight, knowing the academy has strict rules against fights between classmates. Lastly, they insulted their dad, which crosses a line, pushing her brother to respond, no matter the consequences. He was not scared and acted after hearing such insults, and if you are, why learn at a martial arts academy? Seo Hyun, showing no remorse, tells Chan Il-sang the situation should have happened. Chan Il-sang, truly taken back at how intelligent Seo Hyun is, especially when she starts negotiating knowing that her brothers could still be in trouble. He continues his thoughts, knowing in the future she will be a force to reckon with. Back at the lodge, the atmosphere is tense as Wang Subhan tells No and the second-rate warrior that they are to proceed with the mission, and reinforcements will be on the way. With the both of them now riding at full speed, No thinks he should have let Wang Subhan die. He also knew that this mission was too good to be true when the second-rate warrior was surprised to find out that they were on a top-level mission. No knows the situation they are in is not a simple one. He makes the second-rate warrior aware that he will take the lead, so do nothing without his say-so, not even breathe. With the second-rate warrior frowning, No tells him for both of them to survive this is how it must be. No then attempts to formulate a plan about the meeting in Xinjiang. It would have been simple for sword wielders, but that is out of the question right now. Right now, all he could do is run away at the sign of any danger to remain alive. At the lodge, many people were enjoying refreshments, food, and drinks. No was relieved that the other party was not present. Earlier we see him discussing with the second-rate warrior if the other party does not show up, this will hopefully mark the end of their mission. So, interpreting this as a sign from the heavens, we see No smiling and relaxing and of course hungry and ready to eat some meat. With the second-rate warrior agreeing and even saying they should bring some back for the kids and sister-in-law, No places the order. The food arrives and they start eating. Knowing their current situation seems too good to be true, he constantly hopes for them not to show up. As they finish their meal, the second-rate warrior raises his hand to get the waiter's attention, but in the very moment No notices a large man accompanied by a kid entering the restaurant, with the second-rate warrior placing an order for a bottle of white liquor. No was attempting to convince himself that the mission was over, due to the mission's time window ending. He constantly continues to ponder over if he should do something, feeling sorry for the kid, but knowing he also has his own children at home, he needs to get back to. Convinced now, he stands up ready to leave the restaurant. But when he glances over at the child and watches him drop his spoon from attempting to eat, he notices his bruised bony chest. And before the second-rate warrior had a chance to convince him that they should leave the establishment, No had already walked over to their table, confirming their identity using the code words. He then walks back to his table, telling the second-rate warrior it's time for them to leave. Once outside, the second-rate warrior asks No if that was the man. No replies saying that was not the problem. While in the restaurant, he noticed the lack of kids in such a big establishment, the food having no steam, and above all, the restaurant did not even smell like food. With a concerning look washing over No's face, the scene switches to a massive tower seated in the center of a crater. But in the other direction, what seems to be a meteor is approaching at record-breaking speeds. With a closer look at the now landed object, we see Chen Soso with a stern look on her face. Chen Soso and the Demon Church were walking through the Blood Church's compound ready to take them out, but they were in shock upon arrival, seeing all the defeated Blood Church members. Chen Soso was confused because no one in this current vicinity should be able to wreak this much havoc. In that moment, she also receives information that the Heavenly Earth Eyes have not provided anything special, thus failing to do their jobs. Chen Soso pondered whether it was a person, a place or group, or even the Blood Church's main body that was capable of doing this. She tells a Demon Church member to look into the situation immediately. Chen Soso then formulates a theory, stating the Blood Church's power comes from the administrator. If he were to have known they were coming, he may have used it as a reason to take the Blood Church members out. No and the second-rate warrior are seen running with the child and the large man starting the mission. No is looking concerned as the second-rate warrior asked him for the plan, knowing that no plan could possibly work if they were to be attacked. His only solution was to bring them back to the association. No ponders over what his plan could possibly be as he runs through the forest. The association were supposed to send occasional reinforcements to aid in their escape, so the fact that no one had showed up, he thinks if something could have happened to Wang. With the old man getting more concerned, he asks No to call more people and suggests switching their escape from land to water as it would be safer. With no plan and so many unsureties, No is aware that the situation seems very strange. He wonders if they are being set up and decides it's time for them to rest. He racks his mind wondering if all this is all a setup. Did someone really take all these desperate measures to set them up? Unable to change the plan, the four of them continue running through the forest, resting another time to not collapse from exhaustion. No is still constantly asked by the large man to meet up with the other people, but he continues brushing it off. He also thinks about what could be occurring as they are not being chased by any enemies. Is there an animal that's capable of tracking them? Was one keeping a secret plan from him? All these thoughts run through his mind. With their rest period over, he gets up telling everyone that it's time for them to leave once again, but when No takes a few steps, he has sudden diarrhea holding him back as the group progresses. Once taken care of, he continues walking until he stops and crouches at 2 twigs sticking up from the ground, confirming a possible suspicion of his. In the forest, No wondered how far back the people trailing them were as he crushes the twigs, hopefully throwing the pursuers from their trail, and keeps on running. Meanwhile, Chun, still with No's kids, assured them not to worry about anything as he will surely take care of everything. All he asked of them is to do their best. Seo Hyun was instantly happy, urging her brothers that they should formally thank him. And they will put their faith in what he has said here. With the children relieved talking amongst themselves, Chun thought back to their demonstration and wondered if it was too good to be true. So he stands up and asks them to demonstrate their skills. Shocked expressions sweep over the children's face. But Chun provokes them by saying they may need to spar those kids again, so he would like to know where their skills currently stand. Seo Hyun, getting into a fighting stance, makes her brothers know they must give it all they got for this demonstration, due to Chun's strength being on par with their father. As they attacked, Chun sensed that each child had different capabilities. With the twins, he noticed that one was fast and the other was powerful, but with Seo Hyun he was amazed. She was capable of so many different methods of attacks, making him wonder how she was trained. Impressed with how much they were taught, he wonders why they did not learn how to anticipate as well. With them demonstrating simplistic movements, he wonders if it was done to focus on increasing their strength, probably equating to why the other kid's leg got crushed. Unable to dodge the attacks, he blocks the hits, thinking their attacks were not fully synchronized, but their coordination was outstanding. Chun realized they did not need to anticipate attacks because the way they fought is honest. The pressure from these children's attack will cause most opponents to be backed into a corner. It could possibly be foolish and ineffective, but this is true martial arts. Chun, seen rambling to himself by No's children, makes the conclusion and is now focused on the battle, telling No's children to attack him until they are exhausted. He vows to find out if the martial arts these children are demonstrating is what he is truly looking for. Seeing No's children severely exhausted, Chun ends the spar, thoroughly enjoying his battle with the kids and even more excited that he will be able to observe their progress. He then inquires as to their martial arts instructor, asking them if it was their father. When one of the twins replies yes, they start talking about the other students' perception of their father, stating not only are the other kids judging their father, but the martial arts they were learning felt off, unlike what their father has been teaching them. Chun wondered if they were equating the off feeling to them mixing up their training style, since they have been trained in the fundamentals by No all this time. Chun, thinking also about No and his power level, equating it to a first-class level warrior, he wonders if his teaching capabilities is the reason, as he should not be able to teach the flow of fighting. Ultimately thinking the kids are super talented, Chun explains the training that is provided is thoroughly considered by the adults, but if they were to become his disciple, their skills will carry them to the next level. He then informs them that he was the vice head in the Martial Dragon Pavilion. Although he felt so embarrassed by saying that, he continued by asking them if they wanted to be his disciples. It really looked good to the kids, but Seo Hyun thought that if he was a vice head in the Martial Dragon Pavilion, he should have easily been able to cover up the incident, so why is he suddenly showing them such favor? With those thoughts, Seo Hyun asked for the reason he wanted to take them as his disciples, and he told her it was because he liked them, which was not enough reason for the kids. She then asked him if he was not their master already, if he was in the Heavenly Dragon Academy, and he told them that he would be an instructor and a teacher technically in the academy, but not as a master and disciple, saying that he asked if any of them went through a discipleship ceremony, but none of them had done so. Because of that, he explained to them that it all started there for the master and disciples, and he does not really care for the ceremony's empty formalities. But that was just courtesy, and he would like their own journey to start from there. When he was done talking, Seo Hyun told him that they needed their father's permission for something that important, as he had also known. He knew what she said was true, but thought that if he searched for a disciple, everyone in the castle would be trying to get in because they were still kids. He then told the kids that it was true that they should ask for permission, but was sure that their father would most likely allow it, and urged them not to worry about that and requested that they go through the ceremony. But Seo Hyun told him it was not because she was worried about permission but because it was the right thing to do. Also, he still did not provide a substantial reason that they should accept his offer. Chun then asked that they tell him what was enough, and Seo Hyun told him that they already knew he was incredible. And he had only told them that they didn't need to worry about their brother's incident and that it would help to convince their father when making a decision if he could put it in writing. He sensed that she wanted to use him while not committing to becoming his disciple at that time. First, it was as if he had already resolved the situation, although he had told them earlier that they might have to spar again. It was already agreed upon whether they win or lose, and so he assured them that nothing bad would come to them or their father, and if they were strong like him, it would be great. For the fact that they didn't know when their father would return, he suggested that he get them ready. Seo Hyun then shouts that they were all nothing special, they were just talking and not even worth a punch. Chun told them that when the kids faced them, they were probably thinking the exact same way as they were at the moment, which was why they lost so easily. He then told them that being careless is one of the things that a smart martial artist should not do, and if the other kids had done things properly from the start, they would have won instead. The twins also state what their father had told them, that if they made their mind up to fight someone, they could lose focus on the opponent, and he also said that they should keep their eyes on the opponent until they have taken him down. Just because they won before does not mean they will win again, especially for kids in the Heavenly Dragon Academy. He told them that the fact that they had already won once gave them a high probability that they would win again if they were not lazy, which made one of the twins assure him that he would train hard as that was the most exciting thing to him. Chun replies saying that is the true attitude of a martial artist, then assures them that he would be seeing them at the academy from that moment on. As he walks away, Seo Hyun says bye sir, making him think in the end, Seo Hyun will still not refer to him as master. Meanwhile, No was still in the forest with the others who had been walking for a long time. The large man who was carrying the kid asked him when they would be meeting the rest, as they had really walked a long way. And he told them that they should have met up with them by now, but he had not completed his statement when the man asked if they could have taken the wrong road. No knew that this was likely not the reason, and their tardiness could be due to them joining up with warriors from the Sword Clan. Thinking if he has successfully tricked the large man, when he responds with the Sword Clan with a frightened expression. No continues after the large man tells them they should hurry, and with this, No has confirmed his suspicions multiple times, as he tells them they should meet up with the reinforcements up ahead. He then stops and pretends to have something to say to the large man, going in pretending to whisper. He ends up killing him, making the kid drop and confusing the second-rate warrior. No lets the second-rate warrior know that the large man was not their ally, then turns to look at the kid asking him if he was real. And with a grin across the kid's face, he was assured that the Heavenly Dragon Association had sent a capable person. No sense that he was talking in such a rude manner, rather than that, he was not afraid, which made him wonder who the kid was. He told the kid that there was no time to rest at the moment, and if he tried anything, he would be dead, but the kid replies telling No that they should just get him out alive as things would get serious if he died. No matter how he thought about it, No felt like he had met him somewhere, but he could not remember where he met him. Years had passed since No last took a life, and he found himself caught off guard by the attacker's unexpected compliance with his conditions. It struck him as unjust that a person of his seasoned expertise had to once again confront such dangers, all for the sake of safeguarding his children. With a sense of urgency, he lets the second-rate warrior and the kid know that they must run like crazy, due to the dangers approaching. Now the morning, we see multiple men uncovering the large man's dead body with no expressions. When we return to No's compound, his boys are getting scolded by their nanny for their language and intensive training. She advised them to not overdo it as they would break bones in the future, but they are excited at the possibility to be more like their father and not break bones. We then return to No, who has encountered the pursuers. Amid the tumultuous clash that ensued, No shouldered the weight of the kid, a burdensome responsibility that added frustration to the intensity of the situation. Despite their valiant efforts, their relentless pursuers maintained the chase. Eventually, the assailant withdrew, momentarily granting them respite to confront the trials that lay ahead. With their adversaries multiplying in numbers, No had to make a choice. He reluctantly left the kid and the second-rate warrior behind, opting to mount a counteroffensive against the encroaching foes. Engaged in combat against a multitude of opponents, he found himself pondering whether the attackers had enlisted aid from within the Murim, the martial arts world. With those thoughts swirling through his mind, he also recalled someone the kid resembled. The pursuit escalated in ferocity, yet No managed to reassure his companions, promising sanctuary upon reaching Sanmenxia, a realm belonging to the esteemed Sword Clan. There, he hoped, they could find solace and regain their breath amidst the chaos. Even as the haunting warning of a deadly reunion echoed in his mind, No acknowledged the inexorable nature of their predicament. In an open field, we see multiple dead bodies and Chen Soso, thinking of who is capable of something like this. But speaking out saying she does not like to play hide and seek another man responds a significant distance away. Unsure of who the man is, they both hold a reputation for dealing with adversaries without leaving any loose ends, possibly indicating he as the one responsible for these incidents. With the man letting Chen Soso that many changes will come soon, he makes it clear that he is not looking for a battle unless provoked. With both of them having no intention of getting entangled in battle, the man leaves Chen Soso wondering what the changes were and why he has unsheathed his sword. Back with No and his companions, they were still trying to get out of harm's way, running into yet another bunch of attackers when they are so close to their intended destination. Noticing one of the attackers sticking out from the others, he lets the others know that chances will be fairly slim, so if given an opportunity, run as fast as they could and leave him. After dispatching multiple enemies, the man is closely observing No, making him uncomfortable, but he has no time as another wave of attackers begin their attack. Swiftly defeating the enemies, the supposed captain attempts to pull out his sword for an attack. No realizing this, he quickly sprints over, and the moment the sword is unsheathed, his knee makes contact, bending the sword. With no sword, the man runs, letting know that he will not get away with this. No felt like his heart was about to burst from exhaustion, but he knew he had to keep going. But with more enemies appearing, he realized he couldn't handle them all. Just as they were about to attack, another group of warriors led by Yukon, a skilled multi-sword wielder from Chaos, arrived, truly making No think this is the end of him. Outnumbered and facing formidable opponents, he remembered the child with him who must not be killed and sensed that Yukon also knew about the life of the child. He took out his sword and threatened to kill the child with the aim of making the death come indirectly. His actions shocked the adversaries, and they begged him to cease. They offered to spare him in exchange for the child's life, but No knew he couldn't believe what they said. They reluctantly agreed to his proposal to surrender the child after they arrived at a boat in Sanmenxia. Reaching the riverbank after Yukon agreed to the proposal, they asked No to hand over the kid, but he insisted it would only happen when they were on the boat. He tried calling out to Matga, but there was no response. The enemies thought he was joking, but No kept on screaming frantically, calling Matga for aid. Eventually, Matga appeared from afar with a large boat, making No cry in relief as he was finally safe and able to see his kids. Back with No's children who are unaware of his situation, the nanny was unable to go home due to the kids' training. She commended the Heavenly Dragon Academy for its great work. She mentions recommending to their father to transfer them to the Twin Dragon Academy, but as they confirm with the nanny that Bone goes to the Twin Dragon Academy, they let her know they cannot attend, complaining about Bone for his bullying and blaming them of stealing his mom. The nanny advised them not to pay attention to such words and to be there for each other. The nanny spent a lot of time with the kids and only saw Bone at night, so the kids thought there could be some truth to Bone's claims. She acknowledged their viewpoint and urged them to look out for one another. She asked the children what they would like to eat, but they said they would rather study first and then eat. Seo Hyun left for training in the interim. Seo Hyun set out for her training, where she went to meet the old man who told her the story of an ice queen known for her lack of mercy, especially towards those who committed grave sins. The ice queen shocked everyone by retiring at the age of 40 and washing her hands in a golden basin. You must travel to the ice palace, which is past the heavenly mountains, to see her. But other than that, once you reach a particular level, reaching the ice palace should not be difficult. The old man himself was sent an invitation, reaching such a level himself. Seo Hyun thought the narrative was a hoax, but the man insisted that he was not inventing it, and she trusted him. She wondered why someone like the old man was still sweeping the streets instead of becoming a monk or spiritual guide. He explained that he had tried those paths before, but they didn't work out. In return for the story, Seo Hyun offered to follow the old man and help sweep the area while learning from him. The old man saw her to be a smart girl and wished nothing bad to happen to her. On the riverbank, No called Mac got over as the ship approached. No wanted to hug his friend once again, but Mac reminded him that he had threatened to kill him if he ever set his eyes on him again. Who is Mac Ga and the kid? Comment what you think down below, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.